We should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged. Hey, I mean, you can never have enough knives. You can never have too many knives. Why do I even do this? Why do I even do this? Why do I even do this? Hey, those spoiler. Everything I just said was spoiler for the books. It really was. I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart and the Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today we are going to be reviewing the second book in Joe Abercrombie's first Law trilogy, Before They Were Hanged. Right there. I mean, Joe Abercrombie, let's just be real. The dude is the king of Grimdark. There is no other king. He's the man, he's the mainest man, he's the dude. I read these things when they first came out like 10 years ago. I was kind of like, yeah, those were all right. Yeah, they're all right. They all right. Been rereading them. In my reread, I have just discovered how amazing they are. I mean, if I was to redo my top 40 fantasy series of all time, this series wasn't in it. If I was to redo that, this would have crept up into the 20s, maybe into the teens, just on the reread alone. Because now I'm rereading them through the eyes of an author, a writer myself who has put together huge epic fantasies. And when I reread these, now I'm sort of seeing them through the eyes of someone who's trained in world building, trained in character development, trained in dialogue at a professional level. And then I reread these things and I appreciate them on a whole new level that I never appreciated them when I first read them. And it's just amazing. I'm like blown away. I can't tell you how much I have been enjoying this reread of these books. I had the old covers. You know, we talk about the covers. We always do a cover review. I had the original books that were put out by Peer with some different covers than these. I never really was too fond of those covers, so when I saw that Orbit put out these new, flashy new, well, I love these covers. I got them. So that's my cover review. I think these are smashing. I mean, those are cool. Those are just cool. You've got simple type, simple design, but yet with just the blood dripping off the things and the little character up here. Yeah. Orbit, good covers, my friends. I mean, hey, you got me to rebuy the whole series with the different covers, so that's an A+. What is before? So anyway, we don't do spoilers on this. It's hard for me to review. It's really, I found doing this book review channel, I found that when I get to the sequels, when I get to the second, third, fourth book in a series, I'm like, how do I even review these without giving away spoilers now? So we're just trying to keep this one spoiler free. Let's just say it's awesome. And maybe just go with that, right? I mean, we've got our, let's just talk about the first book here. If you saw my review of that, okay, I reviewed that, and after reading this one and then this one, I can tell a huge difference in Abercrombie's writing. He's improved. I'm going to tell you right now, like he has, I could tell in this book he was sort of feeling his way through the story. Not really kind of knowing where he was going all the time. And the writing kind of suffered a little bit from that. It's still just up there. It's still up at a high elite level. But in comparison to this one, I can tell the difference between the two, especially the opening scenes, especially the very opening scene of this one, I thought was a little clunky, and I still do, even though the writing just blazed away in the later part of the book as just spectacular. And if you see my review of this book, you'll know what I'm talking about. I gushed and gushed and gushed about how awesome the writing just kept getting. It's just getting better and better and better and better. And then it just continues on with this book, just gets better and better and better and better. Like the dude has learned his craft. He's learning his craft as he goes. He's already started out at a super high level over here. And now he's just inching up into, I mean, that's why he's the king of Grimdark, right? But we have all of our characters from here and here. And they have suffered. They suffer a lot in this. I mean, this is why the guy's the king of Grimdark. I mean, everybody is grim, everything is dark, and everybody has crap happening to them that's bad. All the time, nonstop. And the dialogue is punchy and snappy and witty and good and fun. It's like Tarantino has stepped into a fantasy world and just shaken it up and spilled out a lot of Tarantino dialogue at us. It's just fantastic. It's great. It's great stuff. And in Before They Were Hanged, we've got all of our main characters, Logan Nine Fingers, Captain Giselle, the Wizard Bayaz, everybody's mainest man, Inquisitor Gatka. I never can know how to pronounce that. Gatka. The crippled torturer who's got some of the best lines of any fantasy character ever on the planet. I mean, why do I do this? Why do I do this? So what's happening? Well, anyway, there's an invasion. The Northmen are coming and they're invading England. They're invading our England, and we have to defend against the Northmen, right? And we've got the Crown Prince Ladinsa. I can't remember that name either. I should write this stuff down. You know, my production team is supposed to write these things down. They're supposed to give me notes. If you know my production team, it consists of Pretty Miss Kitty, my cat. She drops the ball on these videos. And if they suffer from a lack of professionalism, that's Miss Kitty. Crown Prince Ladisla. Ladislai. Anyway, this person is trying to defend against the Northmen with the worst, most ill-trained, most poorly led army in the history of fantasy. It's great. It's awesome. Things just don't work out. And then we've got our Wizard Bayaz, who leads a quest of sort of misfits. And that's pretty much all the real plot I can get into. Everything goes sideways and backwards and bad and horribly for everybody. And there's a lot of twists and turnies and things that happen that you're just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. That's what you expect from a great book. I can't get into spoilers here, folks. Other than to say, read this trilogy. It is going to go down in fantasy literature history as the crowning prince of Grimdark. I mean, it's a benchmark in fantasy as the grimdark sort of masterpiece, really. It really is. The First Law trilogy. Good book. Better book. And we'll get to this third one here soon. And then I'm going to reread the rest of them too that he's written. So I got those upstairs. So Before They Were Hanged. 9.75 out of 10.